The greatest characteristic that a Muslim can have, a Muslim can adorn himself with, is al-haya, shyness. And linguistically, the word al-haya, it finds its root in the word min al-hayat, which is life. Now the scholars upon this matter, they mention that every time a person's haya, it increases, a person's shyness increases, the life in their heart, it increases. And similarly, when a person's haya, it decreases, the life in his heart decreases. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, he says, "Man qalla haya'uhu qalla wara'uhu." When a person's shyness decreases, their wara decreases. Their ability to discern between halal and haram and accordingly choose the halal, it decreases, causing this person to become a dweller in haram. Therefore, when the shyness becomes low in a person, committing haram, it becomes much easier. وَمَنْ قَلَّ وَرَعُهُ مَاتَ قَلْبُهُ. And when the wara diminishes, the qalb, the heart of a person, it dies. Drawing upon these principles, we can put forth a framework. When a person's haya decreases, the life in their heart, the goodness, the khair, it decreases. And when the haya and the life of the heart have both decreased, the person's ability, their wara, decreases. What happens when a person's ability to discern between halal and haram is gone, it's diminished? The person begins to dwell in haram. And when a person begins to dwell in haram, وَمَنْ قَلَّ وَرَأُهُ مَاتَ قَلْبُهُ, the person's heart, it will completely die. Haya can therefore be said to be ma'danul akhlaq, the source of all good manners. And as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Al-haya'u la ya'ti illa bi khair." That haya, it brings nothing but khair. Therefore, from this we can learn that the person who has shyness within him, you can expect nothing from that person but goodness. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Al-imanu bid'un wa sab'una shu'ba." That iman has 60 to 70 different branches. Wal haya'u shu'batun min shu'ba iman. And that from these 60 to 70 branches of iman, shyness, haya, is one of them. In another narration, the Prophet, he said, shyness and iman, they are both together. If one is to be removed, so is the other. Therefore, meaning that they are both, iman and haya, they are connected and they necessitate one another. In this case, we can understand that when a person has haya, their iman is increased. And when a person's haya decreases, their iman decreases. And we understand from another narration of the Prophet that iman is a means to enter Jannah and shyness is from iman. Therefore, if a person has haya, they will have iman. And if they have iman, they will enter Jannah. The opposite of this, وَالْبَذَعُ مِنَ الْجَفَاءِ. A person who has no shyness, they are vulgar, they are crude, they do not have that haya to protect them. That person is from the people of hellfire. Haya is of two types, مَا هُوَ جِبِلِّيًا وَمَا هُوَ مُكْتَسَبٌ. Jibilli is the natural, innate haya that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed within us. Muqtasab is the haya that requires effort. It requires us to put in mujahada. We have to strive towards. Now Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali radiyallahu an, he explains upon these two types. And regarding the first, he says, مَا كَانَ خُلُقًا وَجَبِلِّةً غَيْرَ مُكْتَسَبٌ. This is the natural, innate haya that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed within us. غَيْرَ مُكْتَسَبٌ. It does not require us to put in any extra effort. And this, according to him, is the greatest blessing that Allah can bestow upon a person. Regarding the second type, مَا كَانَ مُكْتَسَبًا. This is the haya that one has to strive towards. He has to put in mujahada, he has to put in effort towards his haya. And the way that we do this is knowing that Allah is always watching us. And we act in accordance to our haya, our shyness. And according to Ibn Rajab, this is the greatest level of excellence, for this is the one that requires effort. It requires one to discipline himself. Anas radiallahu anhu narrates that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, مَا كَانَ الْفُحْشُ فِي شَيْءٍ قَطٌ إِلَّا شَانَهُ. There is never immorality, vulgarity, indecency present in a person except that it makes it ugly. وَلَا كَانَ الْحَيَاءُ فِي شَيْءٍ قَطٌ إِلَّا ذَا لَهُ. And there is never haya, shyness in a person except that it beautifies him. This is golden advice from our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is not saying that beauty comes from your looks or beauty comes from what you wear. Beauty, according to the Prophet, says it comes from haya, having shyness, being shy in your character. And to be ugly, it comes from immorality, indecency and vulgarity. Salman al-Farsi radiallahu anhu, he said, إِذَا أَرَادَ اللَّهُ بِعَبْدٍ هَلَكَ. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to destroy a person, نَزْعَ مِنْهُ الْحَيَاء. Allah will completely remove haya from this person. فَإِذَا نَزْعَ مِنْهُ الْحَيَاء. And if Allah has removed the haya from a person, this person becomes corrupted, becomes immoral and despicable. Because when haya is removed from a person, they no longer question their actions. This inability to question your actions, it is mentioned in a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says, إِذَا لَمْ تَمْتَسْتَحِ فَاسْنَعَ مَا شِئْتَ. If you are not shy, if you do not have haya, go and do whatever you please. Now this statement, going and doing whatever you please, Ibn Rajab radiallahu anhu, he says that the ulama, they have two views upon this. The one view is that this is not a command to go and do whatever you want, rather it is a warning. For the one who does not have haya, he is going to engage and indulge in the desires of his nafs in any way that pleases him. But if you are going to do so, you should fear the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you do not have haya and you fall into sin, fear the punishment of Allah. Therefore, it is essential that we as Muslims, we act in a way that is shy, we are modest, and we have haya.